Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Tuesday. We started an update on Kane. The last man standing match on last week's Raw was designed to write him off television for the time being. He's been removed from all WWE live events in February. His next live event is March 3rd in Chicago against Brock Lesnar. There is reports going around that he's suffered an injury, but it's possible and lot more likely that he's taken the month off to focus on his upcoming run for mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. He is currently scheduled for a Talk Is Jericho event with Chris Jericho Friday, February 16th. So I just feel like it's much more possible that he's going to be focusing on that than WWE, because he is a veteran. He's got other stuff. He's going into politics, which best of luck to the man. I hope he wins it. Then we go to April Everhart, the wife of Jason Jordan, wrote the following regarding Jason's injury on Facebook and Instagram. I will address this once. Yes, Jason Jordan is injured. I assure you, everything you have seen online is fake news. Okay, I'm going to stop here and point this out. What I have seen online is that he's got a neck injury. You have just... he has a minor neck injury and will be back in no time. Okay, so you're saying he has a minor neck injury, which is what I've read online. Are you telling me what I've read online with him having a neck injury is fake news? Because then you're making fake news by saying he's injured, which is the same fake news everyone else is saying. You can't just say everything is fake news when it's pretty much the same as what you're saying in this post. But let's get past the whole confusion of that. Although I'm very excited to have him home for a bit, I promise I will help guide him to a speedy recovery. Thank you to everyone who reached out to check on him. He's very positive and already planning his comeback. In the meantime, just please send Nathan and I good vibes. Well, okay, fair point. I do hope he does have a quick and speedy recovery. I don't know if she is downplaying it, because like I've said online, there is reports of his neck injury. I don't think every single thing online is fake news. It's just not how the business works, seriously. But best of luck to Jason Jordan on whatever kind of injury he has. Well, neck injury, obviously, but yeah. And then according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com, Rusev Day calendars have been selling better than expected. They have had to order 5,000 more Rusev Day calendars after the initial order of 2,500 sold quicker than expected. Let's get this Rusev Day on the go. I love Rusev Day. And then Cody Rhodes, you remember, answered a question about Vince McMahon in his Q&A. YouTube wrestling reviewer OTRS Central was critical of how Cody Rhodes defended McMahon. He wrote, I think it's a great example of Cody Rhodes taking accountability for himself and his career trajectory, which I can commend him for. That said, it's a political answer and not exactly grounded in reality to say Vince doesn't hold people back. That's just flat out false. And Cody Rhodes responds saying, don't comment directly on my tweet as if I don't see it. How is my answer to a fan in a random Q&A remotely politic? I have zero to gain. I worked there. You didn't. You bought a ticket, not an education. Sit the fuck down. That is the best response ever, Cody. It's like, I was there, you weren't. Shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. And keep your opinion to yourself. Well, not opinion to yourself, but yeah, I love that. And Randy Orton just responded with, damn, in comma, Ron Simmons' voice. Can't wait to have you back one day, Code Man. Legacy reboot, question mark. Ha, I kid. I love how Randy just got in on a bit of a joke there. But yeah, you can't really say it's a political answer, because he's got no reason to agree to say Vince McMahon doesn't hold talents back. Cody could turn around and say Vince McMahon is worse than Hitler if he wanted to. He's not in any obligation to defend the man. And by the way, no one is. Yeah. And then we move on to the news that Lars Sullivan hasn't been featured on NXT as of late, and apparently didn't appear at the tapings. Spoiler. There's reportedly been a knee injury and another health issue that he's been dealing with. The rumour is that he was originally scheduled to face Andreas Jan Almas for the NXT title prior to getting hurt, which is bad. Best of luck on your recovery, Lars Sullivan. And according to some person on Twitter, Ring of Honor has already sold nearly 4,000 tickets for the upcoming Supercard of Honor event during the WrestleMania weekend, which is a new record for the company. Damn, that is good. I'm glad that they're getting some sales. And then the website WWEnews.eu reports that WWE will be producing a tournament with Latin American talent on WWE Network later this year. It was also reported by What Culture. I decided not to report about it because, well, just this news came out after, before I even thought of the story. William Regal has denied the tournament being booked with the following statement: "I usually use this account for entertainment purposes only. This is official though. The WWE has no Latin American tournament booked at this time, despite the news being reported today." Which is kind of sad, because I would have loved to see a Latin American wrestling tournament, but also I get it because they're doing a Cruiserweight tournament. They're doing the Mixed Match Challenge tournament. They're going to be doing the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament soon. There's a lot of tournaments going on. They really don't need another one at the minute. And then The Miz has reportedly signed a new 4-year deal with WWE, which will keep him in the company through 2022. It's believed that WWE wanted The Miz to commit to an even longer contract, but the two sides agreed on a 4-year deal. I kind of wanted him to sign longer. I love The Miz, but yeah, 4 years is definitely a decent time. And then Corey Graves made a reference to Booker T on this week's Raw, with the following message to Jonathan Coachman: "You better be careful, Coach. Watch your tongue, or you might be doing afternoon radio locally." This was a reference to Booker T's Heated Conversations podcast to Houston Sports Radio 610. Oh, bloody hell. Whole bad situation going on. And then Big Show talked about his recent hip surgery. I've been really quiet with what's been going on with me. I've had hip resurfacing surgery in September. The surgery went really well. I got home after 3.5 weeks. I was walking a mile. Things started to feel good. Then I got a fever. I found out that I had a surgical infection. The more I found out about these metal implants, it's quite hard to get an infection. I just got the unlucky draw. The hospital I had it done in New York is one of the top in the world for the least amount of surgical infections. They had to open me up again, take it out, clean it, flush it, etc. If the infection had got any worse, they would have had to cut the metal pieces out, put in what they call cement joint for 3 months, and then do a full hip replacement, which would have ended my career. Instead, I got very aggressive cleaning down here in Florida. I got things called a PICC line, P-I-C-C line, which is basically an IV line from left arm to heart for 7 weeks. I was walking around with this IV bag 3 times a day for 8 hours a day. It was awesome. It was like having a small baby in the house, because you only got 3 or 4 hours of sleep because you had to change the medicine. It was very stressful because I couldn't go to the gym or do anything. I couldn't get my blood pressure up. I couldn't do anything physical. It was pretty difficult. We finally pulled the PICC line out in January 2nd. Things right now are touch and go for another 6 to 8 months. The more I learn about infections, the more I learn that they are very aggressive and adapt to certain medicines. The main thing we tried to do was keep the infection off the metal plate. Once bacteria gets on the metal plate, you can't get it off. We've done everything we could. I dropped 27 pounds since January 2nd, and I'm back to the gym feeling right. Damn. Well, it was good that, well, he had a problem, and hopefully they've solved it, because I didn't really want to see him get an infection and lose his wrestling career, because Jesus, that would have been a massive thing, ending by an infection due to hip surgery. That would have been definitely devastating for all of us, because the Big Show's had a storied career. But yeah, that looks like it is all the wrestling news for the day. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give this video a like. Please support me on Patreon. Link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.